I'm so confused. What is going on? I couldn't look away from his dark gaze. All of a sudden, I kind of fear him, and I don't know why. He is just not normal. He also says stuff that doesn't make any sense. Who is he? Nurse Ross asked as she walked in. Yeonjun grabbed my arms and pulled me back up to the bed. He turned to Nurse Ross. I snapped my eyes at him. I didn't expect him to be so straightforward. But apparently, of course, as always, Nurse Ross is not going to do anything about it. Just like all the other teachers. She sighed and sent me a pitiful look. She moved towards me and lifted my cheek to her face. She felt my pain when she looked at it. Yes, I answered as my eyes moved to Yeonjun. He was already at the door. Yeonjun! I called him and he stopped at his track, turning his head towards me. Thank you. He didn't say anything and his face was emotionless. He threw his goodbye over his shoulder and walked out the door. I stared at the door where he left. Why do I feel like it's a farewell forever? It was the 3rd year of my brother's death anniversary and also my birthday. I stared at my brother's picture on his gravestone for a long time. My mother laid some flowers on the side of it, while my father watched. Both of them wiped tears non-stop. And as for me, I had repeated 1,000 words inside my head over and over for 3 years. Words that I couldn't say it out. After a while, I decided to walk back to the car to get some tissue for my parents. On my way, I stumbled upon a family who were also visiting a grave. I walked around them so I wouldn't disturb them, until I heard. I stopped dead at my track. Did he just say Yeonjun? A woman in his late 30s who dressed like a fortune, probably the boy's mom, pinched on his ear so hard he let out a whining cry. A man in his 40s or so, wearing a nice suit, checked on his watch impatiently. He's probably the father. She then stretched her arm for the selfie as the father and son pitched in. There's another man, around his early 20s, scoffed and didn't bother to join. He's probably the older brother. The older brother rolled his eyes and dragged himself to take part in the picture. I quickly went to the car to avoid eavesdropping. By the time I walked back, the family was gone. I stopped by the gravestone where they visited, and my heart dropped completely when I saw the picture of the person who passed away. He looked exactly like Yeonjun. How in the world? I couldn't move. I was so scared I might faint. They looked exactly the same. Everything. The only difference is the last name. It stated Park Yeonjun instead of Choi Yeonjun. But what are the odds? Same name? Same face? What is going on? It was Monday, Taewon and his followers stopped me on the way to lunch. He seems extremely confident today as a smile crept across his face. He leaned so close to me and I could smell his smelly sweat. They probably just got off from the gym class. Ew, get away from me. Taewon smirked and acted like he didn't hear me. The others laughed along with Taewon. At first, I didn't know who he was referring to, but now it was quite clear who it was. What did you do to Yeonjun? Taewon's expression changed to a sad, mockery one. Lips pouted out. He grabbed me by the arm and pulled me towards him. I struggled to pull away, but he was way too strong. He glared at me in a threatening way. My blood boiled helplessly. I hated him. I hated him with every ounce of my being. I wanted to see him get hurt. I wanted him in pain. I pushed him with all my might and all I did him was a couple of steps back. Well, at least I was free from his grip. I see why no one wants to deal with you. They let you do whatever you want because it's pointless trying to make you understand. You are just a spoiled, rich brat at the moment. A problematic child who needs attention. You know they are waiting. They're waiting to see you fall down, waiting to see you cry in agony, waiting to see you begging for mercy. And no one will lend you a hand to help because they are enjoying the show. I bet even your father already has popcorn ready. Taewon seems to be unsteady. He forced himself to laugh it off. He wiggled his wrist, ready to throw a hit at me. You are laughing right now, but you know it deep down inside, Taewon. You know you're always alone, and that is coming. Prepare to bear with it. I know my words hit him right in the heart. Everyone has a dark secret within, and his is simple. He was always alone, and that is something he fears the most. He just stood there as his mind was occupied with images of him suffering as his life fell down to the end of the earth. Well, I warned him already. If he doesn't change, his life would be nothing but greed. I easily made my way past him, and he didn't stop me. I remember back to what Yeonjun said. He doesn't like the dark. I have to find him fast before he gets devoured.